party started. Yes, I was going for a couple days and I feel really, really good, really, really refreshed. And I realized that I need to do that more. Now, let's get into it. How many people, throw it in the chat real quick, how many people saw the Kanye documentary? How many people saw the Kanye documentary? Did you see the doc? Did you see the doc? Yes, man, that joint was amazing. Okay, do me a favor, throw it in the chat. One word to describe the documentary. One word to describe the documentary in the chat. One word. Give me one word that describes the documentary in the chat. Let me hear it. Let me see it. Let me see it. Let me see it. One word that describes the doc. Okay, good, 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 good. Inspiring. I like that. Crazy, inspirational, everything. Foresight. Look, we're jumping in early. Mother's love. Come on, Jose. We're jumping in early, okay? We're going to jump in early because I'm going to open it up because I want to have a conversation about it, all right? But I just need to get started early, and I got a lot to say about it, okay? So if you haven't seen the Kanye documentary, it's on Netflix. If you don't have Netflix, just call around your family members and use their password and get into Netflix, okay? But I have a lot to say about it. I want to start with a poem, though. I want to start with a poem that I think wraps up a good portion of what he was saying in the documentary. I want to start with the poem, okay? Y'all ready? All right, here we go. Y'all don't know my struggle, okay? There's a poem. Y'all don't know my struggle. Y'all can't match my hustle. You can't catch my hustle. Y'all can't fathom my love, dude. Lock yourself in a room doing 5 beats a day for 3 summers. That's a different world like Cree Summers. I deserve to do these numbers. That is a poem by Mr. Kanye West. Lock yourself in a room doing 5 beats a day for 3 summers. That's a different world like Cree Summers. Remember Cree Summers? She's on the show, Different World. Remember that? But he ends it with, I deserve to do these numbers. Now, when I first heard the song, I'm like, dang, that's really cool. But when I saw the documentary, it all made sense to me because when I first heard the song, I was listening to the beat and the lyrics. I'm like, oh, that's dope. It's just a good song. But watching the documentary really, really helped me put some things in perspective, okay? Can you write a cool rap lyric about your work ethic? That is a cool lyric. Lock yourself, the way he said it, he just painted a picture. Lock yourself in a room doing 5 beats a day for 3 summers. There are some people out here that work hard. It wasn't that they had somebody invest in them. It wasn't that they lived in the right city. It wasn't that they had some sort of immense talent. You will start to imagine a producer. We have any producers here? We got any producers here? Here's what I'm guessing. Just my thought. Most producers, retired producer here. Charles, I'm going to go out on a limb, and I don't know, I could be totally wrong. But I would imagine that you have not locked yourself in a room doing 5 beats a day for 3 summers. I would imagine. So when I'm looking at that type of work ethic, I say, oh, yes, he deserves to do these numbers. But then I started to think, everybody deserves to do the numbers that they're doing. Lock yourself in a living room watching 3 Netflix shows a day for 3 summers. You deserve to make you deserve to make $30,000 a year. You deserve it. You locked yourself in a living room watching 3 shows a day, watching the whole Power series for 3 summers. You deserve to do these numbers. Okay. And I just want to ask a question. How many people are willing to lock themselves in? Just this year. Just give me Just give me this year. And maybe it's not every day. Maybe it's like the whole weekend. You work, take care of your family, all that kind of stuff throughout the week. And then the weekend, you're locked in. I'm telling you, there's like before I was like really listening to the lyrics. I will be able to talk about recording 3 to 5 podcast episodes every single week for years. We see this community, and there are people even in this community that say, yo, Dave, I want to build a community. And you should. But I need you to know that for 2 years, every single Monday, I did a call similar to this at midnight for 2 years straight. I did not skip a Monday. I want you to understand that for years, every week, we were doing in-person entrepreneurial workshops. I don't know if any of you have been following me for that long, but we would find a bar or a lounge that would let us come in and do a workshop. We've been doing it for years. I have the footage, documentary dropping soon. Not really, I don't know. So before Sleepless Nights, I did a call every Monday for free at midnight. And during this time frame, we're doing workshops in the city for $10 tickets. I honestly can say that I can put my work ethic in a rap and it'd be a cool bar. Okay, here's the thing. Okay, I believe Kanye saw what he would be doing today 20 years ago. I think he saw it 20 years ago. Think about this. A producer, not a rapper, not an artist, a producer, a beat maker. Okay? For lack of better terms. He makes beats. He's not the biggest beat maker in the game at this point. He's fresh out of Chicago, making a couple beats, and he decides to start documenting his journey, and he's telling people that he's making a documentary. The thing about that is, who makes beats okay, I can see if you are Future or you the Baby and you're a rapper and you're an artist and you are grinding and you know you're going to be a beat maker, a producer, and he's following the documentary not for what he does excellent in the world's eyes. He's following his journey of becoming something that a lot of people are telling him he's not going to become. Imagine, you know what's really tough? Being successful in an area that you don't necessarily want to be known for. It's hard. Branding. Jose teaches y'all all the time about branding. Branding is important. It could work for you and it could work against you. This is the first time I've seen it work against someone that was succeeding. Yo, my man, the dude, Gary, Big Face Gary, I think it was, he's in an interview with Kanye. He's like, yo, this is the best producer, rapper. Kanye's like, what? He's like, yo, don't call me no best producer, rapper. And the dude's like, what you mean? He's like, that's not a compliment. He said, I'm competing against what Jay-Z is doing. I'm competing against rappers. He said, I'm not competing against other producers. He said, that's like saying you're the best kid athlete or something like that. You're the best kid rapper or something like that. He said, yo, don't put me in that box. I am a rapper. And it was a very, very uncomfortable conversation. Kanye being uncomfortable being called a rapper producer instead of a rapper was very uncomfortable, not only for him, but because it was uncomfortable for him, he made it uncomfortable for everybody in the room. And they're like, yo, why is my man tripping? He's like, yo, don't call me that. Some of us are letting people call us things and we let it fly. Why did my man lost it? Like, yo, don't call me that. Yo, he saw this 20 years ago, bro. He is a producer that has a cameraman following him through his journey. There's no point in documenting failure. He knows he's going there. The question is, would he hire a full-time videographer if he thought it was possible that he would fail? It don't even make sense in his mind. He's like, yo, I need you to document this journey because I'm going there. Check this out. If Kanye had Instagram back then, what would he be doing? Just like throw it in the chat real quick. If Kanye had Instagram back then, what would he on live all the time, going live? Oh my, every day, rapping every day. Take this note, success is annoying sometimes. It's annoying. Can I tell y'all a story? I found myself being annoying at a dinner the other day. I was annoying. And then I realized, and it wasn't because of the documentary, but like when I started to think about it, I'm like, oh crap, I'm annoying. This is the other day. I get off a plane Friday, and there was a dinner with my man Ja that put on as like influencers. Only 18 handpicked influencers were at the table, and I get off the plane, change clothes, shoot over. I'm like, I'm gonna be there for a minute. I'm not gonna be there long. I'm just gonna be there, say what's up, network, then I'm going home. So everybody's, kind of like introducing themselves and they're talking. And I'm talking to this one guy who has a shoe store, really cool shoe store. And he started telling me about his shoe store and he's about to get another shoe store. And I start telling him about how he needs to have a podcast. And I'm like, yo, it'd be dope to have a podcast about sneaker culture. He's like, yo, I should be doing it. I'm like, yeah, man, you need to do this. And here's why. I start talking about the monetization, all that kind of stuff. So this is like a 15-minute conversation, 20-minute conversation. And then somebody else across the table is two young ladies and they do PR. And like, we're talking and she's talking about her clients. And I'm like, yo, what's your podcast strategy for your clients? What's your strategy for podcasting? Like, you got clients, they need to be on podcasts. And are you going to start a podcast? Even if you don't, you should probably get your artists on a circuit of podcasting. And we started talking 15, 20 minutes about podcasting. Another guy sat down and he's one of the heads for Pandora. Guess where the conversation goes? He works for Pandora, like kind of on the music side. And I'm like, okay, so just tell me real quick, what's Pandora's strategy for podcasting? And I'm like, I can feel like y'all want to talk about something else, but I can't help it. I can't help it. Like I talk, it's my world. I talk about this stuff. And now I'm flashing back to Kanye's documentary, and everywhere he goes, he's like, yo, let me spit this verse for you. I got one more verse for you. Let me play you this song right quick. My man went in, he goes into the office and he starts playing his song. The one girl, she's paying him absolutely no attention. She's like, my man, what's up with you? He's playing what it was, All Falls Down, right? All Falls Down. She's looking at him like, yo, I can't even get her facial expression. It was funny though. It was a clear uninterested. She didn't even do the bob your head. You know how somebody play a song, even if you don't like it, you're like, oh, all right. She's looking at him like, bro, what's happening here? You know what's wild? He goes from office to office, finding any radio that takes CDs. He's popping in the CD and he's going to play it and sing along with it as if he's on stage. He's bobbing his head harder than anybody in the room until he finds somebody who likes it. He's going office to office. He's playing his music everywhere. This is what's cool. My man built one fan at a time. He's playing a song for Scarface. Scarface like, oh, that's cool. And then he leaves, never does the song. But then he goes to Pharrell, and Pharrell's like, oh, best thing I ever heard. I got some more confidence. Here's what's crazy about us as entrepreneurs in this world that we live in. If too many people tell us no in a row, we quit. Or we lose enthusiasm. Maybe we don't quit, but if too many people give us a negative review about the thing that we're doing in a row, too many people are uninterested, And not even too many people. Some of y'all, it's the one person that you respect, or two people, or you're telling a group of people and the group of friends, they don't believe in it. And you get deflated and you don't feel like you have something special. Other people will make you feel delusional. What I love about Kanye is he always looked at people that didn't like what he was doing. He looked at people that thought he was crazy like they were crazy. He's like, how would you not like this? What is wrong with you? Yeah, I don't know who said this quote, but he said, success is moving from failure to failure without any lack of enthusiasm. Dang, it's crazy. I thought this was cool too. His job fueled his dream, even though his job was technically entrepreneurship. He treated the thing that he was doing in his entrepreneurial journey of making beats as just a way to fund his real dream of rapping. So I think a lot of us have been on that journey where you have a job and it's funding your dream. But sometimes, even when you get to the dream of full-time entrepreneurship, it starts to feel like a job, which it probably should, because there's something greater that you want to do. So you might have this entrepreneurial journey, but you need to treat it as a job. Go get as much money as you can to feed that other thing. I thought that was really, really cool. I think I said this, success is slightly annoying. Do me a favor, throw it in the chat. Say, I am going to be annoying. I'm going to be annoying. I have not been annoying enough. I'll get in a room of a celebrity or somebody like Major, and I'll mention, I have a podcast and I'd love to get you on the podcast. But I'm not annoying. I need to be more annoying. Okay. When do you want to do it? Hit your people. Hit your people when? When do you want me to call them? Where do you want me to be? Where do you want me to show up? Next time I see you, I'm going to ask you the same question. Annoying. AKA relentless. But Kanye was so willing to trade popularity for success. One were annoying. That boy was annoying. Imagine like him going up to Dave and Jay all the time. Yo, let me play this one more beat. Let me rap. Let me get on. And he forced his way to success because I believe he knew he had something special. He had something so special. Cootie, his videographer, I thought this was cool. Watch this. Cootie is a comedian in Chicago. And from what I gather, he's doing well. He gave up his dream to follow somebody who had a bigger dream. He gave up his whole career to follow somebody that, by the way, wasn't where they wanted to be. But it's just that pure passion. He probably never seen somebody willing to be that annoying and go that hard for a dream. And it was inspiring. And he said, yo, I'm going to follow this person. Now, for some of us that are having a hard time building a team, maybe we need to check that. Why would somebody follow us? Would someone quit their job to follow me? Would someone quit their dream to follow me? I'm having this conversation with myself. Would someone give up on their career to assist me with mine? Do I give that feel? Right? Like, I mean, I don't know. There's some amazing people on this call that are strong entrepreneurs. The question is, would someone follow you? Here's another question. Would you follow you? Would you follow you? If you were another person and you had you, like the person that's going towards their dream, and it was you and you have your dream, would you give up your dream to follow somebody else? Would you give up your dream to follow you? Maybe I'm talking in circles. It makes sense to me. But it's a conversation I'm having with myself. Would I follow me? And if I wouldn't, who would I have to become to be the person that I would follow? I'm talking about today. Is there any other human in the world that has such a big vision and can paint such a big picture that I today would say, yo, you know what? You got a community. I will bring my community to you and I will work with you and let's just build together because I believe in you. I am looking to be the person that I would give up everything to follow. And if we start adopting that, you probably wouldn't have as hard of a time finding a team. I'm just saying. Can I tell you how I'm be done in a second. Can I tell you how his mom should have been a rapper? His mom had bars. She's having a conversation with him about his arrogance, and it just seems like Kanye's been this way for some time. He's been who he is for some time, which, okay, I'll get to that note in a minute. She says something about a giant looks in a mirror and sees nothing. So she's talking about Kanye, you are excelling, and she's saying it in a way that only a mother could say it, where she starts talking about his arrogance, and he's like, Mom, you think I'm arrogant? She's like, no, you're perfect the way you are. But a giant looks in a mirror and sees nothing. The other people see a giant, not the giant himself. She said something like, as long as you stay grounded, or something like that. As long as you stay grounded, you can fly, or something like that. I'm like, yo, the way she put it, I don't remember how she put it, but bars. Golly. She said, okay, this is what she said. She said, his mom was a monster. She said, anybody that does something that much and that long and is that good, it gotta pay off. It was the subtle bars for me. Donda was going crazy in that doc, man. Anybody that does something that much for that long and is that good has to pay off. That much, that long, that good. Is there something that someone says, yo, you do it that much? The thing that you do, would someone say, wow, you do it that much? You spend that much? How often do you do the thing that you do? That long. Not only that much, but that long. Some people might do something every day, and you're like, wow, that's a lot. But someone does something every day for a long period of time. 5 beats a day for 3 summers. Anybody that does something that much and that long. And she ended off with, and is that good? Which I believe the that much and the that long creates that good. Am I right? Am I bugging? Anybody that does something that much and that long will create that good. But we aren't that good because we don't do it that much and that long. Probably because when we look in the mirror, we see a giant. And we feel we don't have to do it that much and that long because we're already that good. What's in the mirror? Pharrell said to him, even when people tell you, hold on, what did he say? What did Pharrell say? Pharrell said, when people tell you you're hot, still doubt yourself. Now, this is a different level of advice because on the surface, you hear, oh, when you look in the mirror, you should see nothing. Oh, when people tell you you're hot, you should doubt yourself. This is a different level of advice. This advice is only for those that can handle it and understand the message. So some people say, when Donda said, a giant looks in the mirror and sees nothing, they take it as, oh, I need to be, what is it? What's the word I'm looking for? When you don't feel you're worthy, or what's the word? Not humble, not humility, in more of a negative way. What's the word? Insecure. Oh, I need to doubt myself. Now, some people can't handle that. Some people can't handle that advice. Lack of confidence, worthless, inadequate. Some people can't handle that advice. But for those who understand what's being said, you still have to know you're a giant, but when you look in the mirror, just don't believe your own hype. Because when people tell you you're hot, he says, still doubt yourself, because people will lead you to believe that you're better than you are. And if you feel like you're better than you are, you probably won't work as hard as you used to work when you didn't believe that you were as good as you are. It's a different level of advice. Not everybody can take the advice. So it's not good or bad advice. It's advice for somebody in the moment. Kanye needed to hear that, I believe. And I can't wait to see part 3 when he turns into the Kanye that we all see today. I would like to know the story behind that. Side note, Kanye has been fighting an uphill battle his whole life. People who don't believe in him. Even the people that are supposed to believe in him. The people on his record label. He's been fighting an uphill battle. He's been fighting against people his whole life. He's always been different and feels like, yo, I don't fit in here, and I'm okay with that, but I am fighting. So I see my amateur opinion. I don't know his life, so I can't really speak on it like that. It's really easy. Another side note, it's really easy to judge people based on what you see in the media. And this is just a reminder. Let's just all just understand that everybody's human. Okay, check this out. Also, I have so much. My man, and okay, I'm about to open the joint up. The only valid reason, so imagine this. He's a producer. People keeping him in his producer box. He's saying, I'm a rapper. I'm going to rap. The only valid reason to quit rapping as a rapper is if something physically alters your ability to rap. The only valid excuse for a rapper to quit rapping, especially when it's not working out, is if something impacts your ability to rap. He got in a car accident and broke his jaw. Okay, it's already not working out necessarily. It's not like, it's already not like, y'all see what I'm saying? This is a really, really good reason. This is a really good reason to quit now. Would you agree? He gets in a car accident, cracks his jaw, inability to speak, and he sounds crazy, but he writes a song about his inability to rap, and he raps, and it becomes one of his greatest pieces of work. It becomes one of the major stepping stones to him being this icon that we see today. This is crazy. Now, again, I am not promoting anybody. So hopefully, I'm not talking about the man. I'm talking about the documentary and the story and the lessons that we need to pull. Okay? You understand that? Some of his ideas and views, I don't agree with. I'm simply talking about the documentary and the lessons that we need to learn. My man takes another uphill battle and turns it into the thing that creates success for himself. Your excuses are Kanye's car crash. And some of us, the excuse, your reasoning for why you're rebranding or quitting isn't as serious as your inability to perform. It's just kids. I got kids. I can't. I got this job. I can't. It's a pandemic. I can't. I don't live in Atlanta. I can't. I didn't go to school. I can't. That's, he made a song about his physical inability to rap on his journey to being a rapper. I feel like this should be mandatory viewing for anybody that has a dream. Anybody that has a dream, I believe this should be mandatory viewing. Listen, we need to like sit our family down and watch the documentary, and let's just have a discussion on it. It's very impactful. Again, forget the person. I'm not talking about the man, okay? And some of you guys have your own views about it, and that's cool. That's cool, 100%. But there are some things to be taken from this documentary in one man's journey to becoming a billionaire. Forget the money, but do you know what it takes to become a billionaire? Do you know like the room? So when we see him going into the manufacturers and ranting about how Black people or Black designers don't have access to the same materials and all that kind of stuff, it reminds me of him going into the studio about like he's going in the studio, opening the CD player and putting a CD in and playing it for anybody that would or wouldn't listen. So when he says he's running for president and the crowd starts laughing, remember he was on the talk show and he said, when I run for president in 2024, and the crowd starts laughing, he said, what are y'all laughing about? It reminds me of when Big Face was like, yo, best rapper producer. He said, what? What are you talking about? You think something about me, but let me correct you. Oh, y'all gonna tell me I can't? Okay, here we go. Let's start the journey. And maybe he's addicted to that. Maybe he's addicted to fighting giants. And sometimes we can be addicted to fighting giants. And when we're addicted to fighting giants, we create giants to fight sometimes. I'm not saying that's his situation. Again, I don't know. I don't know him like that. But sometimes we are addicted to fighting giants. And we create giants if there's no giant to fight currently. Or we create all that stuff in our head. We all have these habits. I know some friends that grew up, like I grew up, and they fought all the time. And to this day, they're fighting. They're fighting their friends. They're fighting their spouse. They're fighting the law. They're fighting. But they started fighting in school because they had these fights at home. Like, like dysfunctional homes and things like that. That's what I'm saying. Like we look at the kid that is disruptive in school and they're fighting everybody, and we look at him as a bad person. We look at the girl as just angry and they're just a bad person. But we don't know if the fighting in school is a habit of the fighting at home or the fighting of some sort of internal battle. So we get to see externally them fighting other people because of the fight that's on the inside. And I'm not pointing fingers. I have some fights in my life that I fight externally because there is some internal fighting inside of me. Now, I think, thanks to God, I think I'm pretty good at it. Not good at it, but like it's not as bad as it could be. But when you're used to fighting, you fight. Or maybe if you're used to not fighting, you don't fight. Maybe if you grew up not fighting to become successful, or you just like coasted, it's really, really hard. You want to be an entrepreneur, but you're not used to fighting. You're used to like finding the easiest path. And I believe Kanye is used to finding the hardest path. Okay. All right, I'm done, y'all. Y'all want to have a conversation? Now we got like 15 minutes. Let me just bring in Bryn.